Cool. So this next section might be a bit longer. This is reading the arrays and kind of processing them. So you can start off with question 4 and just maybe follow along with the questions. And so project with the name, good new class name project. Cool. Um, all right. So now we need to store all the private variables. You can just copy this, paste it in here. Oh, string name. Int max. Private student array. The student array needs to store up to 50, so x new. Now which can store 50. Next we have our scount. Which we will set this to 0 because it's a counter, so we should initialize it. And then last is our grade. And how many? So up to 12, so we'll make this of size 5. Not 54, 5. It's a new grade. Cool. Next we have our constructor. It takes in a string in. Let's actually just copy this. Yeah. This is called project. Just have to format these. Okay. Now once we've set that up, now the constructor method must read in the context of a text file called students.txt. Cool. So now this implies we must use a scanner. And it's called students.txt. And now we just import all our necessary objects, and then we can also surround by a try and catch. Okay, why? Scan. Sorry, I'm just struggling here. um, New scanner. Why does it keep on opening the debugger? File. File not found exception. E. File not found. Cool. So what we can do, we can test that this is working. I can take this testing away. So we can call new project. Oh, I guess I need to insert the different requirements. Let's have a look here. So name, collect or close. Close. The maximum number is 12. And what else is the requirement? String type. It is, I assume, of type both. And maximum of 12. So if we run this, it should, in theory, have no errors. So that means the file is found. I can just put something so that you can visually see that the file is found. File is found. File is found. Cool. And yeah, once we find the file, what are the steps that we have to take? So we've opened the text file, loop through the file until there are no more lines. So this implies we go while see file dot has while it has next, we read through the file. Read each line and split the student's data into separate items. So this implies we should basically create a new scanner, scanner line, new scanner, which is equal to the next line of the file. So se file dot next line. Once we have that, determine if the student's interest matches the classification of the project. Okay. So assume if NC is both, then it doesn't matter. If NC is indoor, then it matters. But if NC is outdoor, it also matters. So let's handle it if it's indoor first, then outdoor, then both. So if it is indoor, alright, let's first get the variables of a student. So let's just have a look at what's in a student. So we have the name, grade, their classification, and then their hours. So let's just work that in first. And we also need to use a delimiter of a comma. Of a comma. There we go. I'm just going to create the fields up here. Fields. String name. So let me just double check this. Name, grade, so int grade. Next is a string class, so string classification, and last but not least the double hours. Cool. So let's first read in a student, and then actually I'm gonna take these here. So if we first read in the student, and after we've written the student, we can see if they can be part of the project. Name. I've had a problem with this before. I don't know why it does this to me, but yeah, this solves the problem. This seems to solve that problem. To see, and this one is equal to pass double, and I think it's capital. Yeah, I haven't done this in a while. Cool. So then we need to compare the classification. So we need to check our NC compared to what we are doing. Um, so what if we work out both first? So then this will mean that if the project is both, then all students can go in. Wait, then we can actually make this the end, because that can just be in the else statement. So if the classification in C is indoor, hold on, let me just think for 2 seconds. So if it is indoor, then we need to compare. I'm trying to think if there's a better way of doing this. So if I can just say if NC is equal to what the student's doing, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. No, I'm going to do it if it's indoor. Then the students need to have indoor. Then we need to add the student, so we can have, what do we call this, S array, and this is S count, the number of students that have been counted. And this is the name. And hours. This should be dot equals. Cool, and then we've added that, so that's if it's indoor. And then if it's outdoor, not ends with, we have, oh, we need this or classification. Both, so if the students do both, then in here we have basically the same thing. That's why I'm actually thinking, no, I'm just gonna do it like this. Seems that it will work. Copy this, put it in here, and then else, that means everyone, so we can just do them. Cool. Seems to be the problem here. No. Alright. And cool. Oh wait, let me open up this. Alright, so I think that should work. I hope it wasn't confusing. I think I was more confusing myself with some of the things, but it seems as though it should work. Oh, I don't know what this error is, but cool. Center array, increment, cool. Now code a toString. So I can use a string builder, but I won't because I think everyone in school just does this string temp. And actual fact, we start off with the name. Name with the tab. Name. And then we have a next line, colon maximum, tab, max. No, forgot a plus there. Cool. Now we return our temp. So basically all we do here is we run through the array. So we will use our count size, our s count. We need to increment our s count. So we increment our s count. So our s count is the number of students that there are. So we can just do a for loop. Count. And then in each one, we just need to add. All we have to do is add a student to the. Yeah, all we have to do is add a student to the temp. Cool, it's not too bad. So temp plus equal. I assume what we can actually do, this will optimize everything. We can add a new line and then add the student array I, so that when we get to the end of the students, it should, in theory, it should put a new line before the students are printed. So over here, place a new line, and then once that happens, once that happens, when it gets to the end of the file, it won't add a new line at the end of the file. Cool. Next we have a sort. I don't know, I think everyone knows the selection sort, so simple and easy. We avoid sort. Cool. So we can just have our simple for loop. We can use scount. What am I doing? There we go. And then we can have a student temp is equal to, oh, we need our if statement. So if s array I dot, we need to get the grade, dot get grade is less than or is greater than, so that means we need to swap them. It's greater than s array j dot get grade. Then we can create a new student temporary field, temp is equal to s array I, s array I is equal to s array j, and then s array j is equal to temp. Cool. that seems fairly simple. And I think that should be question 4. I will make another video just testing so that it's not too drawn out.